We all going through, even though it's not the same trials we running through. Still gotta get through, so here go a helping hand. Regardless of where you stand, just a simple plan. Let's make it to the end.
What's good, y'all? This Malik. I'm back again. Just wanted to share a little something with y'all. First of all, CEO Malik on Instagram and TikTok. A Moment with Malik on YouTube. You can check me out. Really, what I've always wanted my social media presence to be, well, I can't say always, but now what I want my social media presence to be is just me. I'm not trying to be some influencer and I'm not trying to fake it. I'm just sharing me. Because me being me is the greatest thing that I can be. Just like you being you is the greatest thing you can be. But today was interesting. You ever have those days where nothing bad happens, but there are these moments that happen where you kind of realize how far you've actually come. So for those that don't know, some years ago, I fell on really, really bad times. I got married when I was 20 years old, and me and my ex-wife had 4 children together. 3 by blood, 1 by heart. And we ended up separating and divorcing. And while I was trying to juggle life, trying to help her with the kids and see the kids and then rebuild myself, a lot of weird things happened that were out of everybody's control. But they happened. And they were on me to fix because I was the person responsible for me. So I ended up being homeless. And throughout my homelessness, I tried my best to conceal it from everybody. Now, when I say homeless, I mean I had nowhere to stay and nowhere to sleep. I kept my things in a storage locker. I worked as much as I could. I volunteered for all the overtime just to have somewhere to be. But when there was no work, I slept in my car. I had a Dodge Charger at the time. And I slept in that car. I would park in Walmart parking lots around where the RVs were because I figured, if they see a car parked next to RVs, then they're just like, oh, there's just somebody with the RVs and nobody will bother me. And that happened for about 6 months. But this video isn't about that, but it's a part of it. So during that 6 months of homelessness, I met a man by the name of Thelly. And Thelly was a barber at the time, aspiring barber. And one of those nights I'm just can't sleep in my car and I get on my phone and I'm just trying to entertain my mind. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, man, you look really bad. But I'm trying to save every dime I got. I had an eviction, so it was a struggle for me to get a place. And I'm just like, I'm gonna just go apply for another job. Maybe I can just work 2 jobs and whatever. So like, I need to clean the beard up because I'm looking bad right now. So I hit up Thelly. It's like, yo, you cutting? He's like, yeah. So, where's the shop? And he was like, cutting out the crib right now, bro. But, I clean you up. So okay, I pull up on Thelly. And I'm like an hour and a half early because I have nothing else to do. This was a weekend where I didn't have my kids. Oh, I hid the fact that I was homeless from the kids too. I would just pick them up Saturday morning, drop them off Saturday evening, pick them up Sunday morning, drop them off Sunday evening. And it took them a few months to figure out, I don't think Dad has a place to stay. But anyway, So I pull up to Deli's crib, and it's literally a house. He's got mama and grandma, and I think a cousin was staying there at the time, his brother, and it's some kind of hood. Just not the house, but it's like a hood type of cut where you just sit in the kitchen and somebody cleans you up while the family walks by. But Deli cleans me up real dope. So fast forward, I make it through the homelessness. I worked several jobs. I then start Desert Wall, and Desert Wall gets popping. Deli was cutting out of a shop after a while, and I followed him to the shop. And then he was cutting back at his own place, followed him there. And now Deli has his own legitimate barbershop. It's just him, and he's in there getting it, cutting hair. And I hadn't got my hair cut from Deli in a while because, I moved way east. His barbershop is way west, but I still refuse to go to any other barber. I would go in the mirror and just figure it out myself because I'm like, only certain people are allowed to touch my beard. That's just how that goes. And I pull up on Deli. This is my first time sitting in his solo barbershop. I mean, he got the walls painted. I'm gonna put some stuff in there so y'all can see. He got the walls painted. He got his logo Deli Fades on the side. You know what I mean? There's like he got the TV on the wall. He got the big lights so you can see everything. Like I'm proud of him. And I said, how long you been cutting my hair? And he's like, I don't know, what, 10 years? I said, I don't know if it's been that long. Like, I said, hey, did you know I was homeless when you first cut my hair? He was like, nah. He said, I found out when you said something. And I was like, I don't even remember that conversation. But I was like, you first cut my hair when I had nothing. And I let you cut my hair when you had nothing, really. And we both stayed loyal to each other, and we both helped each other build. I would send Deli clients. Deli has done shifts for Desert Wall. You know what I mean? He went and got his license so he could pick up side money. Like, we've been able to help each other throughout the years. And today was the first day I realized, like, we stayed helping each other and just friends, and all of this growth happened without us even really realizing how far we've actually come since the first time he cut my hair. So that was an amazing thing. I'm very proud of Deli. It's at Deli Fades on Instagram. If you're in the Phoenix area, he'll treat you right. Look, this is a fresh, it's the lineup, the blend, Deli gets me right. But he was telling me how he brags on me to people. He's like, yeah, it's my boy, such and such and such and such. And I was like, yeah, I do the same. But he's told me before how he's bragged on me and how I'm not flashy and I just do what I gotta do. And it's dope that I've been able to help all these people get their lives together. And I'm like, I'm a job provider or creator. It's not like I'm doing it for them. People come and they happen to work for me, but they're doing all the work themselves. Nothing is free, but through working with me, I've had a husband and wife now. They started as boyfriend and girlfriend working together. She went off to, I think she got a cosmetology license, esthetician license. I'm not sure what to think, but she's licensed to do the esthetician stuff. And they got married, and they just welcomed a baby girl earlier this year. They got a place and a car, and they were able to achieve that in part for working for my company. So sometimes when you work, you have these goals, right? Like if you work a job or you have your own business, you have these goals about these things that you're gonna accomplish or get or whatever. But sometimes you have to reflect on how successful you actually are. I'm not rich. Don't get it twisted. I'm not rich. I'm just able to make a living by my expertise and security and getting other security guards work. So by supervising, managing, that kind of thing, I'm able to make a living. But another thing happened today, and I didn't realize it. So I get home, talk to my lady, and I'm like, yo, I'm supposed to go pick up these shoes from the shoe plug. I'm like, she got some shoes in, pick up some shoes for the kid, and pick up some shoes for myself. And I was like, you can ride with me. So I was like, okay. And on the ride, she's talking about her day at work. And when I met her, she was making a third of what she's making now per year. So even she grew. And she was talking about how it still messes her up in the head when she can do something like on a random. She can just be like, hey, you want to go eat dinner over here, and drop 150 on the dinner with just two of us. We couldn't do that even when we first got together. But when we first got together, I was making $750 a week. And I don't know what she was making. But now it's a lot different without telling y'all what we make. But I went and I got the shoes, and I'm showing her the shoes, and she talking about all these shoes that she wants. Now, she's a sneakerhead. She got Jordans galore. I'm not a sneakerhead or whatever, but Jordans when I was young, like, only the privileged or the drug dealers really had Jordans where I was from. Most of us didn't have J's, and if we did, they were like Jumpmans or Team J's. But today I bought these shoes, and I realized this is the first time I've ever bought a pair of Jordans for myself. And I didn't think about it. I was just like, I like the shoes, I want the shoes, I worked hard, I'm gonna go get them, I can afford them. I didn't think about it. When I was young, man, having some J's was like, that was a statement to everybody that you was on. And through just trying and believing in myself, this is like something I didn't even think about. I didn't take the time to realize how special this moment was. I've had Jordans before, but they were gifted to me. My friend Mike Childs, rest in peace, he gave me a pair of Jordan 11s off his feet. I don't know what they're called, but it was the colors that Michael Jordan wore in Space Jam. That was the colors he gave me. And he gave them to me off his feet. And he was like, you too cool to be wearing them little busted shoes you be wearing here. Throw these. He was like, it was more like Mike had a way of complimenting you and insulting you at the same time because he loved you. So he was like, you too fly to not roll with me, but you're not fly enough to roll with me looking like that. So let's fix that. Like, that's how he complimented you. He gave me the shoes right off his feet. And ironically, the second pair of Jordans I had was actually from another friend named Mike Jenkins, a friend I have here in Arizona. And he gave me some shoes out of his closet. It was also Jordan 11s, but they had like a gold snakeskin kind of colorway. And I wore those, but these are the first Jordans I ever bought myself. And I did it without thinking about it. And I'm thinking about Malik, that was a youngster rolling around New Orleans, thinking that, man, if I just had a herringbone chain and a clean haircut and them J's, man, I would be on. I thought that was it. But it's just shoes. And I know people will see this video and be like, well, those aren't I don't know anything about shoes, man. I'm aware these ain't top of the line. I'm just merely saying that it was just a couple years ago I had nowhere to stay. And I didn't show you the shoes I bought my kids. Those are just the ones I bought myself. But a couple years ago, I had nowhere to even give my kids a meal or sit down in a room in my home that just dedicated this is my man cave. I can do whatever I want here. I have a room dedicated to do what I want in a house in the suburbs in a very safe neighborhood. And I just went and bought my first pair of Jordans. So while we focus sometimes on what we don't have yet, look at what I've accomplished, man. Long story short, I'm very thankful for the man I've become. And sometimes we just got to appreciate where we are for a moment to remind us of why we want to push ahead so bad. Because if I stopped here, I'd be good. I promise you that. If I stopped here and this was my full potential, I'd be good. If I stopped here and this is not my full potential, then I wasted something and I made some mistakes. But man, I want to encourage everybody, you truly believe in yourself. Everybody can't be content creators, everybody can't be business owners, but everybody can be great. Everybody can be happy. We ain't all gonna be rich, but we could all be happy. And the shoes don't make me happy. But the fact that I put myself in a position where I don't have to worry about picking shoes for myself or one of my kids, or deciding between a pack of cigarettes and a meal, or parking in a Walmart parking lot where you constantly getting waken up by headlights, and living on the streets with that level of depression and paranoia. And I worked up to get to here. It's a damn good day. It's a damn good day. Man, y'all be cool.